Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I, Toastmaster Amit, warmly welcome you 803rd meeting of South Delhi Toastmaster Club. Let's start with Toastmaster International Mission. At Toastmaster, we provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are few ground rules for the meeting. Number one, please take 10 seconds to put your mobile phone on silent mode. Number two, at Toastmaster, we do not speak about sex, politics, religion. Hence, it is recommended that please do not speak about these topics in an offensive manner. Number three, keep your camera switched on and keep yourself mute. And you have to unmute once you get your chance to speak. Keep a pen and paper handy to note down the learning from the meeting. I wish you a wonderful learning journey ahead. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to our energetic, enthusiastic, and vibrant leader of the club and president of the club, Toastmaster Nimit Pradhan. Over to you, Toastmaster Nimit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit, for that great introduction and warm welcome to all. A very good evening to all members and guests. I welcome you all warmly to the 803rd meeting of South Delhi Toastmasters Club. Now, let me share with you that I was reading on Google a few minutes back. According to most studies, people's number one fear is actually public speaking, and number two is death. And then I used some of my logic, which means that to an average person, if you go to a funeral, it is better off that you be in a casket than do an eulogy. And please don't quote me on this. While fear of public speaking is actually very common, and we are all aware of that, it leads to lack of success when we actually, are not good at it. For example, when you go to your office meetings, it will keep you away from sharing those innovative thoughts and ideas. It may restrict you in sharing your mind when you are talking about relationships. It may restrict you from teaching yourself, from training yourself, from doing the best you can on yourself to achieve the best for yourself. And say if you are a lawyer, it may restrict you presenting yourself best to the best in the court. And there are many more restrictions that it puts upon yourself. Even though it is one of the most feared activity, it is the most sought after skill set, public speaking. Whether it is a job interview, whether it is a top ranked B school, every place demands this particular skill set. And where do you learn it? Wow, nothing new about it. Toastmasters International Organization is the format where you can actually learn to be a great public speaker and the best possible leader. The way Toastmasters work is that we have a format, as most of you are aware of it, and all of us are given certain roles. All we have to do is that we have to prepare for these roles to the best we can and deliver them and execute them in the best possible manner. And if we continue to do this week by week, after the end of a year, you will notice drastic changes in yourself. You will witness how the meeting happens in the next 2 hours. Before I proceed forward, I see a few guests on this meeting as well. I will request guests to please introduce themselves. They can give their names. How did they hear about the club and what is their expectation from this meeting? So if I may request a guest to please take a lead. Aditya, Pani, if you could maybe begin.
Yes. Hello everyone. My name is Aditya Pani. It is Pani. So I heard about Toastmaster while I was traveling with a fellow traveler in train. He was a HR of NTPC who gave me three or four life lessons while traveling. It was a mere 2 hours journey. So one of that was to join Toastmaster. So that's how I came to know about Toastmaster Club, and I approached the South Delhi Toastmaster. So this is my first day, and now currently I am working with one of the big four. So my purpose of joining Toastmaster is to now Nimit said that public speaking is the most people fear about that one. So I will say that is true because I don't express. I'm not able to express my thought now because I got scared. And I do fumble while speaking. So this is not only on I don't not it is not only on the ground of professional level but also at a personal level. I want to improve my communication skill. So this is what I am looking forward from this club, to improvise myself while expressing in personal and professional life.
Right, right. Thank you, Aditya, for sharing that. I think you're at the right place, and it is something like Toastmasters which actually help you get rid of that fear. So please stay in this meeting, and if you have any queries, we'll be happy to address once the meeting finishes. May I request another guest, Dheeraj Ravi, to please introduce?
So hi, Nimit. My name is Dheeraj, and currently I'm in Delhi. So first of all, I wanted to express my sincere I am so much excited, I would say, to start this journey because Toastmasters, I've heard about Toastmasters like 3 years, 4 years back itself, but I was not able to attend any particular meeting. Also, I happen to be particularly knowing this this club in South Delhi through the net itself. So I happen to be contact Arushi, and she gave me the WhatsApp link, and I was able to connect through it. The personal thing I would say, or in professional way, I would say that why I joined Toastmasters is to improve my communication skills on in a personal and in a professional way, and to avoid any kind of miscommunications or improve more in my communication skills that I have right now. So I look forward to improve myself in a very better environment with you guys. And yeah, so that's the main purpose of why I'm here. And also the one thing I noticed when you talk about is the public speaking, which I tend to be not good at it as of now. So I think that by coming for the meetings and meeting you guys and talking with you guys makes me a better speaker in the coming future as well. So thank you so much, and it's my first meeting, and I'm looking forward for more meetings like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dheeraj. I hope you have a good meeting. And like I said, if you have any queries, we have our VP membership, Arushi, and the whole team to help you out. Well, in the interest of time, we'll probably move on with the meeting, and I'll request guests to interact with us later on. And let me now introduce the anchor for today's meeting. Well, the anchor for today's meeting is a very young, dynamic, and a great orator. He's also a lawyer by profession. So if you have any pending cases, please reach out to him. Also, let me tell you that his smile and his energy is contagious. And when you see him speak on stage, you will actually feel it. So without any further ado, please put your hands together for Toastmaster AZAD as the TMOD. Toastmaster AZAD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimit, our president. And with that heavy words, you have burdened me with the responsibility. Anyhow, I'll take that challenge and try my best. So today's theme is Wonders of Mind. See, Henry Ford says, and I quote, whether you believe it, that you can do it, or you believe it, you cannot do it. Either case, you are right. And I unquote. Why I have picked up that quote? Because you are right in either case. Because you have consciously programmed your subconscious mind in a particular direction. As if we give the command to a computer, Control Z, it undo. In the same manner, you have given a command to your subconscious mind consciously by using your awareness that please tell me what to do. Or you have said, I cannot do it, I cannot do it. And 10 times you say you cannot do it, you will not be able to do it. And 10 times you say, I can do it, you will be able to do it. Why I am saying that? Because I have personally used that, you can say, method to improve. Now I am able to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which was like a nightmare because I used to sleep at 5 a.m. in the morning. So I sleep at 1 or 12 or 2, doesn't matter. I wake up early. So before going further, let's draw a clear line between brain and mind. See, the brain is an organ, but mind is not. The brain is the physical place where the mind resides, as if we resides in our homes. So our home is the brain and we are the minds. The mind is the manifestation of thought, perception, emotions, determination, your memories, as some of the Toastmasters were talking about the memory from 2016, and imaginations that takes place within the brain. So as they say, you are what your mindset is. If you think that you can achieve something, you will definitely achieve something, but it takes something. And what is that something? I will reveal in the end of the meeting. So mind is often used to refer especially to the thought process of reason. So it is the energy, and we all have limited amount of energy per day. So it is up to you that how you use that energy. You think positively and develop a right mindset, or you do not think positively, or you think that I cannot do it, this and that, and you tell yourself that you are nothing, you are good for nothing. But on the other hand, you can train your mind that I am good, I am strong, because when I wake up in the morning, I say these words to myself that I am good, I am strong, I can achieve anything. And that is why whenever I am giving any role in the Toastmasters, I just take it. I never say no, because that's how we improve. As the guest Dheeraj Ravi, he says that he's not good. Brother, let me tell you, you are already good at it. It is just that you need to improve, as I am improving. And trust me, in last 1 month, I am feeling drastic changes. As much as that I am able to present my cases, and it is only because of the communication skills that 90% of the time I am getting relief from the court. So, I mean, this subject is so vast that I can speak, especially after joining the Toastmasters, 4 days on the subject. But let me welcome all the mindful Toastmaster, intelligent guests, and with all the positive energy and right mindset. And the correct process of the session in my hands. It says, this particular meeting has been divided into 3 parts. The first part includes the conscious effort of the prepared speakers, and they will deliver their speech. The second part, this is my favorite. It is called Table Topic Masters, where you get a chance to speak your mind and heart out on a given topic. The guests are also humbly requested to participate in it. As feedback is the breakfast of the healthy mind, that is why the third section is about evaluation. Whereby our general evaluator with his army of finest minds would do the evaluation. Now, without further ado, let me call our general evaluator. But before I call him, let me share this. When I asked him that, sir, what comes into your mind when you think of wonders of mind? And I have also learned that one should be very clear, because he very clearly defined in one word. He says limitless. And I was just thrilled. So with that, I hand over the virtual stage to the general evaluator. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azad. That was indeed one of the most intriguing topics that I've heard in a very, very long time. Thank you so much for taking such a fantastic topic. Well, let me start with something that will involve some of your head. I've heard of something which goes like this. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% of it is how you take it. Now, why is that important? Because in your evaluations, that is wherein those 90% will come into play. Your Toastmaster trajectory, ladies and gentlemen, to a very big extent depends on how you take the feedback that you receive from your evaluators. And if you can implement those feedback in your communication, in your learnings, in your writing, reading, and talking skills, I think you will be a different person by the time you see your journey move in Toastmasters here. So I humbly urge each and everyone to take your feedback that you received today in full spirit, implement that, and see how the change comes through. Now, as you know, I am the general evaluator, hence I'm endowed with the responsibility of evaluating the entire meeting today. And it is a daunting task. Don't get me wrong, it is a daunting task. And hence, I will not do that alone. I instead have a team who will help me do that. And the very first member of that team is the timer for today's meeting. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, none other than Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit, please explain your role and let's see what we will learn from you today. Over to you, Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil. Good evening, everyone. So I am timer for today's meeting, and why timer is important. We can be effective speaker if we speak in our limited time and convey our complete message. So time is very important to be an effective speaker. So my role as a timer will be to record, remind, and report. I will record the time taken by each speaker who will come on the virtual podium. I will remind them by showing the card. So I will show the cards. Let me show it to you. So I will show the card. Green on the minimum time, yellow on the mean time, and red on the maximum time. Today we have prepared a speaker, and in the prepared speaker we have one icebreaker. For icebreaker, time allotted is 4 to 6 minutes, and for other speaker, time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. And in the table topic section, time allotted to each speaker is 1 to 2 minutes. And for the evaluation section, time allotted to the evaluator, speech evaluator, and auxiliary evaluator, time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. So minimum time is 2 minutes, 2.5 is mean time, and 3 minutes is maximum time. And in same way for the speaker 5, 6, 7, and for the table topic speaker 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes. The 30-second grace either side, upper side and lower side. And for the table topic speaker, only 30-second grace on the upper side. I will come again on the virtual podium and share my reports once called by the general evaluator. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. And let's move on. Let's move on to the second member of my team, and that would be the AHA counter. And for that, I will call on the virtual forum. Please welcome Toastmaster Ritika over. Over to you, Toastmaster Ritika.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Ritika, the AHA counter for the day. So, yes. So filler words and crutches causes interruption in the speeches, which further distracts the attention of the audience. As a result, they reduce the impact of the speech. My role is to make notes of the pauses, filler words used by the speakers and role players. Filler words, for example, like, you know, so, I mean, well. In addition, unintentional sounds like ahs and ums and long pauses will be noted. I will submit my report during the general evaluation. Back to general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ritika. And with that, let's move to the third member of the team. And that would be the one who will help us analyze how good are we doing in terms of usage of words, in terms of how good are we placing or obeying the grammar rules. For that, let's welcome on the virtual forum the grammarian for today's meeting, and that would be Toastmaster Utkarsh. Over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sameer. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'll be playing the role as a grammarian, and it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and all the guests, listening carefully to the language usage. I will take note of improper language usage and any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day that I'll be sharing right now. The word of the day, one second, sorry. Are you able to see the word of the day?
No.
One second.
Toastmaster Utkarsh, perhaps you can just spell it out. It's okay. You need not have it on the screen. We will love to see your beautiful face with the word of the day. That is still fine.
Right. So the word of the day is copious, and the idiom of the day is out of the blue. The word copious means in large quantities, and the idiom of the day out of the blue means unexpectedly. I would encourage each member to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report. Back to you, Toastmaster Sameer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsh, for that wonderful word and idiom. And now the final member of my team, and that is the listener. And for the role of the listener, we have someone who's very, very detailed oriented, or rather I'd say meticulous when she picks up points from the meeting, and that is Toastmaster Sandra. Please welcome Toastmaster Sandra. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sameer. Now, as a listener, good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. As a listener, my duty is to listen to the interesting tidbits of the meeting and ask the question or give the report when I am called by the GE. So over to the GE.
Oh, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandra. That was, in fact, very crisp. Nicely done. And with that, now I hand it back to the TMOD for today's meeting to take us forward with spectacular speeches that we're waiting for to hear from our speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster AZAD. Please take it up.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sameer, the GE of today. And as we say that laughter is the best medicine. So before jumping onto the prepared speeches, let's call for the joke master of the day. But before I call upon this girl, TM Ritika, what she believes when she hear about the wonders of mind. And I quote in her own words. She says, wonders of mind is, it is negative or positive. Everything is in your mind. So you can control your mind, but you cannot control others' mind. It's up to you that how you train your mind to think and react. Wow, that is awesome. And with that, over to Joke Master Ritika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad. So I've prepared a small roast. I hope you take it positively and I don't offend anybody. How many of you face problems when you are making your posters and you don't get your alignments properly? Raise your hands. So I have the solution for you. And the solution is do yoga. Let me tell you why. A small incident happened, a small anecdote happened recently with me. Toastmaster Sonika prepared the leaders and readers book club poster, and she shared it with us. I was like, wow, Toastmaster Sonika, so amazing poster, and the best part is the alignments are proper. She said, I like to keep my things balanced because I do yoga. I thought, yes, that's right. And we should suggest Toastmaster Abu, Toastmaster Param, and Toastmaster Pandi, who recently made the MOM to do yoga. So all of you who who struggle to keep the alignments proper, do yoga to keep your chakras balanced. Do some yoga and make the proper balance in your life, because yoga se hi hoga. Back to you.
Wow, that was amazing. And that is also correct in a way, and that is in alignment with the theme, because when you do yoga, you literally enlighten those parts which you have never observed. So without further ado, let me call the first speaker of the day, and I am thrilled that he has chosen the title in the line of the theme of the meeting. He's none other than TM Pandey, and his title of the speech is The Law of Belief. But before I call TM Pandey, I would like to call upon his evaluator, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Aditya. So over to Toastmaster Aditya to state the speech objective of TM Pandey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad. The purpose of this project for Toastmaster Pandey is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The time is 4 to 6 minutes. Back to the TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. Before I call upon the Toastmaster Pandey and he delivers his speech, let me share that what he thinks about wonders of mind. He says, the mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven. No wonder that he has a beautiful mind. That is why he has this beautiful thought. He is giving his icebreaker, and in Toastmasters, it is a ritual to give standing ovation to the ice-breaking speaker. So when he finishes his speech, we all can give him a standing ovation. With that, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Pandey. And Toastmaster Pandey, the law of belief, Toastmaster Pandey. All the best. Over to you, Toastmaster Pandey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad. Faith can move mountain. You can win success. Believing you can succeed. I remember when I was in 4th standard, out of the blue, my father told me, look, you are 3 brothers. So now you cannot continue all 3 to go to school. One only can go to school and the rest 2 has to support in my field work. So my 2 brothers volunteered to drop out from the school. I continued my education. I completed my primary education in my village. Then to start the middle school, that is from 6 to 8, I have to go to 2 kilometers away from my village. So I joined there. When I was studying in 6th standard, and out of the blue, one day I thought that I was checking that how many persons are passed out from the school for the last 5-6 years and what they were doing. It was surprising to see that no one was studying at the present who were passed out for the last 5 years, and all they failed, most of them in 9th standard, and 1 or 2 they failed in 10th standard. Their education continuation is stopped. So I realized that. So it can happen to me also. Then out of the blue, I went to my father. I asked him to change the school after the 7th. He first refused that. Then after that, I told him, if you want to continue my school, so you have to stop it, you have to change the school, because I cannot continue, then it will happen in future what I had to others also. Then he agreed. Then I went to a school from 30 kilometers away from my village. There we have to stay in a government hostel. If anyone want to further continue to join in 9th standard, we have to go away from there. So I started in 8th standard there in a hostel. I was doing well. I tried to check out the quarterly exam result came. I was in a 30th rank out of 38. I thought I was so relaxed and happy because I checked with the previous year result. Only 2 people were failed. 36, around 35 is passed. So I thought I will be passed. Then the annual result came. Can anyone judge what happened to me? I'll give you 2 seconds. I failed. Then I failed. Then I came back to my village. Then I did the nearby village. I completed my 8th standard. I went to 9th. Then I completed 9th and 10th. When I passed 10th standard, then it was fair because I am the one who passed 10th standard from the last 10 years from my village. Then I went to 12th standard. I crossed 12th standard. So after 12th, going to medicine was my first ambition, but I couldn't get the seat. Then I joined BSc chemistry. I studied for 3-4 months. In between, I got a teacher training course that's called Diploma in Teacher Education. I started joining that because getting a job is very easy for the teacher training course. When I was doing the teacher training course, a wonder happened to me. The miraculous transformation I found within me, there is a subject called psychology, which is more relevant to the today's topic also, the mind. The psychology, I learned that whatever you want to do it, you can believe it can be achieved. So for example, you take any name today, just spell it 5 days. Within 50 days, we can come to know that 100 times you can see or you can hear that name. The same way, you just suggest your mind, I want to get up in the morning tomorrow, 4 o'clock, it will awaken you. So it's not the believing system. When you believe yourself, you can achieve anything. So with that, when I completed teacher training, I was getting a second grade teacher job. So I thought, if I can do the wonder, why don't I explore further? Then I went to engineering. Rather than choosing a teacher training job, I went to engineering. I did my engineering with the belief that I can achieve anything. After that, I took a job. Then I consecutively, I changed another job, then changed another job. So today I am in a position, I am working in an India's #1 automobile component manufacturing company. And I'm in such a position, I uplifted my entire family, my brother's family, and the whole village. I set up a training center, free coaching center to villagers, and I'm assisting them. And one way ahead, I went, I am coaching my college students, those who are which college I did engineering. I am training them, I am mentoring them to improve further. That everyone, I am just conveying them the law of life is law of belief. A belief is a thought in your mind. When you change your thought, you can change your destiny. When you change your belief in mind, it can be a wonder. Like a magnet. A magnetized steel can lift 12 times of its own weight. Otherwise, it's a normal. That to enhance my communication skill further, I joined the South Delhi Toastmaster, and over to you. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster AZAD.
Wow. That is the word I can say after listening to your achievements and the way you did it. And you have very rightly said that you change your thought and your destiny will be changed. It's in your hands. If you have that kind of belief, you can change your destiny. You can. And meanwhile, I request timer to please tell me when 30 seconds are over, and I request everyone to take 30 seconds and use the chat box and give feedback to the speaker. Sorry, I was so thrilled in his speech that I forgot to mention that he needs the feedback. So meanwhile, when you are giving the feedback, I have a fact to tell you about the brain. You know that about 75% of brain is made up of water. I also did not know before this research for the Toastmaster of the day. This means that dehydration, even in a small amount, can have a negative effect on your brain function. So drink good amount of water and be hydrated. Timer, do we have time? 30 seconds are over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. Okay, 30 seconds are over, but the energy is not, because it is the time to call the second speaker of the day. And her speech title is marriage. But before I call upon the speaker, I would like to call upon the evaluator to state her speech objective. And the evaluator for the speaker, Toastmaster Gauri, is Toastmaster Nimit Pradhan. So over to Nimit Pradhan.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Azad. The speaker will be delivering from Pathways Visionary Communication, Level 1, Project 1. Her speech title is Marriage. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. I wish the speaker all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster Azad.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimit Pradhan. Before I call upon the speaker, she is the most amazing and hardworking person that I know. So I personally call her with all the positive mindset and with all due respect, an iron lady, because I see those leadership skills in her, and she is none other than TM Gauri. When I asked TM Gauri that what comes to her mind when she hears wonders of mind, and she said exactly, I quote in her words, when I think about wonders of mind, my mind works so fast, it always call, you can do it. Whatever you wanna. Even my boss's job. But always have a fight with conscious and unconscious mind. So I don't know who wins. But then I hear the voice of my heart. And wow, that's amazing. With that, over to TM Gauri. TM Gauri, TM Gauri, marriage, TM Gauri.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're properly. Yes.
Yes.
So people ask, will you prefer arranged marriage or love marriage? I used to say, what does matter? If you commit suicide or you get murdered. Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guests. I'm Toastmaster Gauri. Today I'm going to talk about a hot topic of my family, marriage. So some of you are married, some of you are unmarried. I can understand the situation of married people, but can understand the situation of unmarried people. And I have to attend Sunday sessions at my home. Theme is always marriage. Theme is always marriage. I remember December 2019. I was in office. I got a call from my sister and she started asking me so many questions. Hello? How are you doing? I said, I'm good. What happened? I'm in office. You are not coming at home? I said, I'm coming this weekend. Suddenly, my mother snatched the phone and started shouting. You said you will be marrying this year end. And this year is ending in 20 days. I said, okay, Mama. Have you found someone in your office? Have you found someone in your around you? I said, no, Mama. Okay, then do one thing. Come at home. I said, seriously, Mama? Okay. No objection, nothing, no way. And I visited my home. Out of blue, I found myself a chief guest at my home. And everybody was sitting and talking about me. And I feel privileged and super excited. Wow, they are talking about me only. I am the hot topic now. Then I found hot topic, marriage. I remember the date, 26th December 2019, when the board of resolution has been passed. If you didn't find anyone till now, then I'm going to find a good match for you. Seriously? They are going to murder me? I'm not committing suicide at least. But seriously, they are going to murder me? Oh my God. But nothing. Okay, Mama. Then in this reference, they started giving an ad. They gave an ad in newspaper seeking an alliance for a beautiful girl. Height 5'2", drawing a handsome salary. Please email marry my daughter at gmail.com or call 1-800-000000. Yours lovely mother-in-law. My God, that was so surprising. But we found a good match. We found some good proposals, and finally, I met one family. And they asked so many questions. They asked me, "What will you do after marriage?" I said, "Normal. I will take care of my family. I will pursue my job. Will you continue your job after marriage?" I said, "Yes. I will chase my dreams. I will be MD or CEO." Next day, rejected. My mother again shouted on me. "What have you done? That was a good match. You could say something else to them. You never want to do a job. Now you want to be MD or CEO. What?" But pandemic saved me. I don't. But nothing has happened. My sister got a new idea and she created a profile in matrimony site. And then we found good matches, good proposals, and I started talking to 2 or 3 guys. And I was talking to, "Hello, Arav. Yeah, I have no problem to settle down abroad. I have no issue and my family will be agree. Yeah, Pranav, I have nothing issue, no problem. Yeah. Whatever you will say, I will consider you and your family. Yeah, Akash. Yeah. I will not continue my job after marriage." And then what? What I thought, what I'm doing, I'm ignoring myself. They want to hear what they want to hear. I am saying all this to them. I'm giving this all content to them. What would happen after marriage? Would I able to continue this job, this relationship? Would I able to be happy or I will be separate? As I heard so many divorce news recently and my friends are getting divorced. So I was so scared. Is there really a need of marriage? Is there a really need of married anymore? Or this is the outdated fashion of life? I do not have answer. I have so many questions, but I think in my way, marriage is a beautiful relation of two people where both are where both depend on each other with the trust and pursue and support their dreams or their personal growth or their professional growth. So get married to that person who can accept you whatever you are. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Wow, that was amazing. Amazing because I wish I could have that kind of a strong mindset when I was offered. And my father became so emotional that I had to get marriage at the age of 23. And after that, I became nervous and my father got well. You are seriously correct. And as expected, you nailed the topic. I was thinking that what would you speak about? I mean, about marriage or relationship. But yes, you have included everything and it was awesome. Meanwhile, I request timer to please tell me when 30 seconds are over, and I request everyone to please give your feedback in the chat box. As we are talking about minds, meanwhile the feedback session is going on, I would like to discuss, even share a story which I was reading the other day. It is all about mindset. What wonders your mind can do if you believe in yourself. Okay, I will continue with the story, but as we also have to respect the time, let me call upon the next speaker of the day, and who is none other than Arushi Kapoor, and her speech title is Don That Hat. But before I call upon Arushi Kapoor, I would like to call upon her evaluator first to state the speech objective. And her evaluator is Toastmaster Hina. So over to Toastmaster Hina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad, and apologies for the dog barking on the background. Arushi Kumar is giving her presentation mastery pathway level 2 project 3, and the main purpose of the speech is for her to share some aspects of her personal experience of being a prodigy and envision how Toastmaster has defined mentoring and how her personal experience of the whole process has been. Some few things which we'll be looking forward through her speech would be aspects of her experience of being a prodigy, and surely an introduction to the concept of Toastmasters mentoring project and program. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Azad.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hina. And let me tell you, you have already compensated the barking of the dog with your positive smile. And now is the time to call Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor. But before I call upon Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor, I mean, she made me call her the Lady Kapil Sharma of the South Delhi Toastmaster Club by her hilarious performance in the 800 physical meeting. I have thoroughly enjoyed her performance and the speech. She's none other than a spectacular speaker. Her speech title is Don That Hat. Toastmaster Arushi believes that the wonders of mind are unprecedented. And I did not understand the exact word, so I had to Google it, which means never having happened or existed before. Yes, you always come up with the original content, and that is the beauty of your speech. Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor, don that hat, Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor. All the best.
It was not a bright, sunny morning. The birds were not chirping in their beautiful baritone. The sky was not blue and beautiful. Instead, it was a gloomy, humid, dark day. I was perspiring while climbing uphill on a trek, and I was ranting about how much I hate my job, how it doesn't add any value or purpose to me, and how much stress and anxiety it gives me. Now, in return, I was expecting my newfound friend on the trek to give me toxic positivity, which everybody offers to give you, free advice. And I was expecting him to say, you know what? I think this happens to each one of us. You must be going through a phase. And I think you're working way too hard right now. All you need to do is just relax. Instead, what I got in return was real empathy. And my newfound friend on the trek said to me, and I quote, I hear you. What is your exit plan? That question, what is your exit plan, rings a bell in my ear, even today. With the help of that question and a lot of advice from this friend, I changed my perspective, not only about work, but my finances and life in general. My friend happened to be an investment manager. And not only did he bring about a mindset change, I also found in him my financial mentor for life. On that trip to Meghalaya, I found my financial mentor. So, do you all remember the faith game? The one in which you stand tall and you're ready to take a free fall at the back, hoping that the person at the back holds you. The person at the back has your back. That is what I believe is the definition of a mentor. Someone who has your back. And I was fortunate enough to find that someone at work. So I was known as the avid traveler and the globetrotter. So one day, a senior walked up to my desk and asked for my travel advice for his upcoming trip to Bali. And that simple conversation opened the door to a beautiful mentor-mentee relationship. I became his travel advisor, and in him, I found my career mentor. Now, a few months ago, a YouTube video led me to Toastmasters. And it opened me up to the world of public speaking, books, conversations, and interesting people. And a few days ago, a fellow Toastmaster gave me their feedback, and they said that, Arushi, you have grown from your first speech to your last speech, which happened to be my first offline speech in front of a live audience. And now that improvement and confidence that I gathered was, of course, my hard work. I practiced so much. Each time I had to give a speech, I worked on my posture. I worked on my body language, my voice modulation. But the entire improvement is not attributable to just my hard work, but the credit needs to be shared with a few mentors that I found here at Toastmasters. The kind of support and constructive feedback that I got from my mentors at Toastmasters has shaped me into a better version of myself. Now, in a nutshell, all I would like to reiterate to all of you present here is that a trip can find you a mentor. A simple conversation can lead you to your mentor. A YouTube video can chart your path towards finding your mentor. A mentor can change the trajectory of your life by copious amounts. It changed my life. So I urge each one of you to be a mentor and give that trajectory to someone else's life. I request all of you to don that hat, to don that mentor hat. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. And I would say even some of us with a positive mindset can take out the key points and can learn a lot from each and every person. And with that, I request first to give their feedback in the chat box to the speaker. And meanwhile, the feedback is given. I was sharing a story, right? So have you heard the name Roger Bannister? Any one of you? You can tell me in the chat box also. Okay. So let me share his story, that how he changed the perspective of the world. But first, he changed his own perspective, his own beliefs. He is a runner, an athlete, or you can call a sports person simply, from England. So On one hand, it was a belief of people that they cannot run they cannot run a mile in 4 minutes. Roger Bannister himself, okay, with I mean, I have to respect the time, but the story will continue. And the time is up for me. But before we go ahead, can I request to have a poll? So maybe have the poll for the prepared speakers, please.
Yes, all
Timers
speakers.
are all this.
Okay, I have
I
voted.
request,
So
I
I will
request
continue
everyone
with
to
the
please
story.
vote.
Meanwhile. And I request everyone to please vote. So Roger Bannister, on one hand, when even doctors were saying, if you go faster than this, you may have heart attack, you may have this, you may have that, you will not be able to do it. But he said to him, he changed the self-talk, he changed the belief. He said to him that I can do it. Only these simple words. But he was not, he did not only say it and sit, he said it to him and he practiced. He practiced until he achieved that target. He ran for a mile within 3.59 seconds, 3.59 seconds, and he changed the belief system of the other people. And in the same year, 29 other people did the same thing after him. And now the self-talk and the perception was, it can be done, it can be done, it can be done. And in the next year, almost 235 people ran that same mile less than 4 seconds. So, as I promised that I will reveal the secret, it is nothing. If you get something, if you want to achieve something, practice with a belief that you can do it. It is all about your mindset. So I asked the timer if the voting has been done. Okay. So with that, I would like to hand over the stage to table topic master, because this is also one of my favorite session, an interesting one also. Before I hand over the stage to TM Sharmin, let me share this, what she thinks about wonders of mind. And I quote in her own words. She says, the mind is the most mysterious yet powerful organ of the human being. Your mind controls everything inside you. That is 100% correct as well. You are what your mindset is. With that, I hand over the virtual stage to table topic master, Toastmaster Sharmin. Over to you.
Thank you, TMOD of the day, Toastmaster Azad. I think so. You've taken my spark of the day. You said everything what I wanted to say before. So quoting him only, I mean, really interesting topic. I really like the topic, wonders of the mind. And as Toastmaster of the day said, I mean, your mind can do a lot of things which you think you're not capable of. It can also control pain, anger, almost everything. I mean, so I mean, you shouldn't keep yourself thinking that you can't do things. You should always train your mind and change your mindset in a way that you can, and that's the way to go. I suppose so. This is the most important, and I feel the most exciting uh, section of this meeting, which is your table topic section. And I think so this impromptu section will also give us the thought process, like how you can collate it in a very few seconds and come up with really interesting thought process that you have in your mind. And yes, you have to use your mind to come up with really interesting imaginations. So let's just go crazy and let's just explore our minds. And I would urge everybody to please put your names in the chat box. I have really interesting topics, and yes, let's listen to your wild thoughts and let's see what your mind can create together. So let's see who all are there in the chat box. Please volunteer. It's a really interesting topic. As you mentioned, I've created something all related to mind, wonders of mind.
I would like to go first.
Okay. Let me share my screen and let's spin the wheel for you. Shall I?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so you've got toys. So the question is basically, if you could control through your mind all the toys in the world, what would you do, or what would you try to do? Some interesting thing you have to come up with.
Can you please repeat that?
If you could control all the toys in the world, what is the most interesting thing you could do?
Okay. So the definition of toys differ from person to person, because nowadays we have toys which are modern. For example, we are using Zoom, we are using mobiles, we are using laptops and multiple things. Nowadays, mobiles, laptops, and even robots are considered to be toys. But if I would have the power to control all the toys, what I would like to do, the answer would be I would like to let them work in their own way, because we as human need to evolve by ourselves and not to be governed by the devices and toys which are around us. For example, if I have the power, then I would allow the car to run by itself and not to run by myself. Metaphorically speaking, nowadays we are like slaves for the technology, for anything we have in the life. So we should go deepen in ourselves. And as our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Azad Singh had said that everything can be achievable and everything can be done. One needs to realize that, and one needs to go inside oneself so that every can be reflected in the physical world. So that is my talk, my take on the topic. Over to you, topic master.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chintan. I think so. The next person is Toastmaster Sandra. Toastmaster Sandra? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. I'm just sharing this screen. And let's see what you have got. So, Toastmaster Sandra, your topic is world. So basically, if you could control the world through your mind, what would you do?
Okay, so that's an interesting topic. Thank you, Toastmaster Shaman. If I will, or my mind will control the world. So as the AI age is coming, the artificial intelligence age is coming now. So I think we would talking psychologically. If I say that we are going to control the world from our mind by using the mind. So there are some kind of equipments that are now the bigger one is technology now, who means the technology who is going to control the world basically, because AI and the technology is the same. So basically, the robots or the thing means there are some lesser number of fields which are going to be controlled by the human. Rest of that can be controlled by the mind or human mind, and some of them can be controlled by the robots and the digital or the technology. For giving example, I would quote some of the things like we can say doctor. If a doctor is doing a surgery, so in coming days, coming years, the surgery will be turned into robotic surgeries and all. And it would be like, yeah, it can be, and some robotic surgeries, or we can say education, that also can be controlled by in place of teachers or professors. It can be the AI driven robots who are taking the lectures and all. So we cannot know what is going to happen in the next 2, 3, or 4 years. So over to table topic
Thank
master.
you, Toastmaster Sandra, for sharing your thoughts on mind control and how will the world be controlled through mind. Who is the next one? It's Toastmaster Utkarsh. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay,
Please go ahead.
let's spin the wheel for you. Okay. So your question is, Toastmaster Utkarsh, if you could control all the singers in the world through your mind, what song would you make them sing and why?
Okay, that's an interesting topic. So definitely, what song will I make them sing is not coming to mind, but what I will not make them sing is rap. So I don't the Drakes and all the these
Lil
guys.
Wayne.
Yes, Lil Wayne. I'm not able to actually relate to them, and I feel like all the songs are pretty much the same. I'm there must be people out there who could relate with those people, but I would not make them sing raps. Obviously, I will make them sing. I love Indian singers like Arijit Singh and Atif Aslam and Hollywood singers like Justin Bieber and a lot of Charlie Puth and a lot of other singers as well. So I would make them sing all of their songs because I feel like they have they have really good songs and they put out really creative work, and we are able to relate to these songs. I would also make a standard as to what songs would be termed as good songs, so that I mean, I know it is going against the creative forces of each and every singer, but and I'm also being very controversial right now. So, but still, I would what I would like. Let's say for one day, if I want them one day if I have control over them, then I would make them sing all of the songs that I really like, not for the whole eternity, but at least for one day. Um, and I would make them sing songs that are actually meaningful. You can learn from these songs and really connect with those songs, because I feel like music is a very important part of each and every person's lives. So yeah, thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Just one interesting question, because you said you would make them sing for yourself. Do you want like all the singles in the world on the stage, and the only person is you in the theater? Is that the ideal setup?
No. If somebody else wants to be with me on theater, they are most welcome.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Thank you.
Let's see who is the next speaker. It's Rohit Arya. Are you here?
Yes. Hi, am I audible?
Yes. Let's spin the wheel for you. This is an interesting one. I would really love to know the thoughts. So your question is, if you could control dreams through your minds, what would you go? What would you do?
Okay. So if we can control dreams through our minds, so I guess it would create a fantasy world for everyone, because if we can control dreams, and if is your question also related to if our dreams can come into reality, or if we can only control our dreams?
You can go crazy.
Thanks. So only talking about the positive ones, because I think many of the people can also have some negative dreams which should not showcase themselves into the real world. And so if dreams, see, there are basically two aspects to this thought, because dreams can also, if dreams are becoming reality, then they can also make you a bit complacent, and you won't work really hard to achieve your dreams. This this is the first thought which is coming into my mind, because if somebody is having a dream and then it is coming into reality, then it would not make not make that particular individual feel very much happy, because he or she have not really worked hard to achieve that dream. So if so I guess dreams should only be coming into your mind, and then you should always work really hard to achieve that dream, because the destination is not that much good, but the journey of achieving that dream is more better than the result itself. So this is the prime thought which I am having when I'm hearing the word dream. And yeah, so I guess yes, this is the only thought which is coming into my mind when I'm thinking of this word.
Thank you, Rohit, for your thoughts. You want to make your dreams into a reality. That's great. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Let's see who's next. It's Toastmaster Amit, if I'm right, or is it guest Amit?
Toastmaster Amit.
Okay, Toastmaster Amit. Let's spin the wheel for you. So Toastmaster Amit, your topic is supermarket. If you could control your mind in a supermarket, what would you do? Why would you do that? Just tell us why and how through your mind. Over to you.
So controlling your mind in the supermarket, I believe that's a very difficult, because supermarket is an evolving concept these days. Everything is displayed in front of you. You can go and pick anything. So controlling your mind while looking so many options in front of you, and you have to control not to pick the things, that is very difficult. But that one thing that I learned from someone, that if you want to control your mind in the supermarket, then what you have to do? So you have to go to the supermarket by eating food. So once your stomach is full, then you can control your mind. You are not going to pick the things, at least for the eating things, and you are going to pick the things that is very important. Even though when we go to the supermarket, we are start picking the things like these are the distributing free, but when we are reaching on the bill counter, then we realize, oh, and at it when we reach to the home, then we realize, oh, we bought a lot of things that's not required. So I think that is our one thing we can do to control our mind. Go by full stomach, and then you can control your mind a little bit in the supermarket. So that's my tip. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. You just reminded me of something last month I did, and it actually works. I mean, I don't know how many of you have tried this. I went to meet my friend, and my stomach was full. I ate a lot, And generally, when I go to supermarket, I almost spend like, I don't know, 2-3 grand of money to you get so much stuff. And my parents are like, what are you doing? Did you just buy the entire supermarket? But that one fine day when my stomach was actually full, I literally bought just two things. I don't know, butter or I don't know, some comb, and that's it. It actually works, Toastmaster Amit. You just reminded me of that day. I think so. A lot of you should try that. You'll save a lot of money. Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. The last one is Toastmaster Arushi. I would urge, I have some more, I have a lot of topics. Please nominate yourself if I have more time. But let's go with Toastmaster Arushi. Are you there?
Yes, Shaman.
Let's spin the wheel for you. I really want something crazy to come here for you. I
just hope it's not IPL.
Okay, this is done. I think I should hide the choice. Sorry.
Money.
This is interesting. Yeah. So your question is basically how, if you could control money, and you could mind control all the bankers in the world, what would you do?
Yeah, this is rather interesting, and I would like to start by saying that there's a very interesting concept that I recently read about is having not an intelligent quotient towards money, which is an IQ. And of course, with money, you feel you need to be practical about money, and you never associate emotions with money, right? But recently, I got to know by this person. His name is Ken Honda, and this gentleman happens to be from Japan. And he talks about having an emotional quotient towards money. And there is a word, Japanese word, which is called arigato. So it talks about whenever there is incoming money, then you should arigato that money, and whenever that money goes out, because you should arigato that money as well. So arigato in and arigato out. So what it actually means is that when it's incoming and it's you're filling your pockets with that money, it's going to do well for you. But also when you're spending that money, it is going to benefit and welfare the person who's going to get it. So I was floored by this concept of having a different perspective about money, and I think that is very beautiful because each time there's outgoing money, there's a debit to your account, you feel very sad. So yeah, that's how I would like to change the mindset about money.
Thank you,
Arigato in, arigato out.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arushi. That is really interesting. I didn't know about that. I'm going to Google it and know more about it. Thank you for telling us an interesting thing. I didn't know about that. Anybody else who wants to spin the wheel? I have some really interesting topics there.
We can't take more people.
Okay, the time is up. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It was a really interesting session. I would like to give the stage to our general evaluator of the day,
You have
Toastmaster.
to ask for the voting.
Oh, sorry. Tech Master, could you just launch a poll for the best speaker?
And all the speakers qualified, Toastmaster?
Yes, Ritika. You can go ahead.
I request everyone to please vote. 2 more people are left. Okay, you can continue.
Thank you. I think so. Everybody has voted. So let's go to the next section of today's meeting, the general evaluation section. And over to you, Toastmaster Samir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. That was indeed one of the most intriguing sessions that we've seen in quite a while. Thank you so much for taking that ride along. Now let's move on and let's move ahead to the speech evaluations, that is the prepared speech evaluations. And let me start with the first speech evaluator, that is Toastmaster Aditya, who will be evaluating the speech, the debutant speech from Toastmaster IC Pandi. So please welcome Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Samir. Your reality is a reflection of your strongest belief. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, how many of you believe that the speaker is a natural storyteller? If you can give me a raise of hands or through the digital raising of hands, anything which is possible. I don't see either of them. Okay. Even in the chat box, all right. Azad is the first one as always. Anyone else? I see 5 or 6 people on camera, so I want a raise of hands. Even if you don't raise hands, I'll presume that you don't think he's a natural storyteller. That will be the next presumption. So I'll presume that he is. So after listening to the speaker's speech, it has led me to believe that faith can move mountains, that actions speak louder than words. The way in which the speaker narrated his speech, right from starting from school days to his educational days, higher educational days, and then going on to do altruistic activities, it seemed as if the speaker was involved in copious amounts of work and nothing for him came out of the blue. It was all planned, it was all art in a manner in which he knew what the speaker wanted to do, which was the highlight of the meeting, that there was an energy that when he was giving his experiences, you could feel that he was even feeling them as he reflected upon those experiences, that what he did, how he helped people, his altruistic nature, helping others achieve their milestone. You could feel that the speaker felt a sense of gratuity helping them. There was a natural, organic sense to his thing. So that is something that we often don't see in an icebreaker speech. This was one of those different icebreaker speech which we witnessed this evening. And as the term goes, small drops make an ocean, and how every activity carried out goes on to change our belief. And after this, yes, the belief has changed. There's only one recommendation for the speaker on how the speaker can improve as far as the next speeches and future speeches go. There was a to and fro movement by the speaker. Maybe it was nervousness, maybe it was the energy, but there was a lot of to and fro movement that the speaker for the future speeches can have a stable base and concentrate on the speech. The speech will become better. And then I felt as if the speech was at a rapid rate. The speaker wanted to give so many examples about so many activities that the speaker was going at the speed of Ferrari. Here you have to slow down, put the gear back into neutral and then start again, so that the listeners can understand what the speaker is saying. So overall, an energetic speech, a speech full of altruism, a speech which changed my belief what the speaker can work on the speech rate, as well as having a stable base while speaking. Back to the GE.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Aditya, for that evaluation. Let's move on to the next evaluator, and that would be Toastmaster Nimit, who will be evaluating our speaker too. That is Toastmaster Gauri. Over to you, Toastmaster Nimit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samir. Abraham Lincoln, Adolf Hitler, and Les Brown. Do you know that these are world's most influential, famous, and expressive speakers? Well, I am not fortunate to witness them live, but I was fortunate enough to witness Toastmaster Gauri's speech, who used her self-confidence and conviction and energy to speak on such a relatable and common topic, but still kept it engaging throughout. Now, what I love the most about the speaker is 3 points. Number one, the speaker had a great camera angle view of herself. While most of us just show our faces, the speaker today gave a good view of her movement on stage, gestures, and body movement. She stood up tall, speaking, and the camera was perfectly positioned so her body movements and movement on stage were visible. The second is the speaker utilized great voice modulation and voice intonation. For example, when she said, "murder me," she focused on the word murder. She dragged the word murder and there was voice volume going up and down. For example, when she said, "the year is ending in 10 days," her pace was varying. Her pitch went from high to low. She again dragged the word so as to focus and emphasize on the sentence. The third thing that I loved about the speaker was that the speaker perfectly sprinkled humor at all the right points in her speech. For example, when she said arrange or love, it's still suicide. I mean, all the married couples would agree to that. When she called herself as the chief guest in a marriage setup, I personally can attest to that. And these are all very good examples of humor sprinkled talk. What could have actually improved the speech are a couple of recommendations. Number one, the volume of the speech could have been a little higher. While standing up and moving on stage converted this to a masterpiece, but on digital platform, when you move around on stage, volume is to be taken care of. And what can you do about it? Either you use a mic, you speak aloud, or you can consider moving towards your laptop or your phone. The second point would be that while the connect with the audience was there, but it could have been a little better, because marriage is a topic which is very relatable, very common and everyday discussion. So there should have been a little more, some more techniques should have been involved to engage audience in a better way. For example, you definitely can always ask questions to the audience about marriage, to all the married, unmarried people. You can always have them dig into their experiences so that they can relate to you better. Overall, to summarize, commendation would be great camera angle view, great modulation, great humor. Recommendation would be volume could have been better and connect with audience has to be better. The speaker fulfilled the objectives of the speech by incorporating feedback from her previous speech on camera angle, modulation, and transition. And to conclude, the speaker was confident, well prepared, and articulated her thoughts very well. She used her experiences to perfection and utilized humor to craft her beautifully informative and entertaining speech. And just like the speaker said, is marriage necessary or outdated? My takeaway would be question everything in life. Is it really necessary or is it part of an outdated system? I wish the speaker all the very best for our next speech. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimit, for that evaluation. And let's move on to the third and the last evaluator for today, and that would be Toastmaster Hina, who would evaluate our third speaker, Toastmaster Arushi. Please welcome Toastmaster Hina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. Mentoring is a two-way street. You get out what you put in. I was making copious notes of the amazing examples coming out of the blue, right from the skies of the Meghalaya to the office surroundings. I think, Arushi, you really made sure that mentoring is not just what you get, but also what you do as you receive what you get. I think that was very beautifully crafted. Arushi's speech titled Dawn That Had, loved the title, informed us the way and the power of mentoring and how she slowly took us through her journey of how mentoring transformed her as she built perspective and allowed us to nudge and think about our own role as mentors and transformers to others. She was addressing Project 3 of Presentation Mastery, an aspect which required her to share previous experiences as a prodigy. And oh, yes, she did. Not one, but many. And all of them were truly purpose driven, very engaging, delivered in the most passionate way with a very clear voice, which truly inspired many of us listening in. Arushi used a very logical structure. She began with a personal anecdote, took us through vivid descriptions of Meghalaya, found and how she found her financial mentor. We were inclined to listen more to her given her use of smart word play, and oxymorons like toxic positivity, ranting, avid traveler, globetrotter. I think we were all super engaged. We surely wanted to hear her more. Her own body language was very composed. She knew logically how she was relating well with the audience, and she used that to her advantage. Arushi, if there are a few things which I do think as recommendations for you, is that you realize the power of pauses. But the question I have for you is that an opportunity you need to ace more? I personally think there was a predictable rhythm to your process, which did not bring out the space and the stage crafting which you could have done given your gift of gap. That's an area which will help you not just influence your audience, but also captivate them through the use of smart pauses and dramatization. Try and make us a little bit more surprised than the predictable process for the next speech. The speech body was clearly signposted, and I absolutely loved how you logically brought it to the conclusion and inspired us all to believe that mentors can be found everywhere. And more importantly, we need to don that hat of a mentor. Kudos to you, Arushi. Good job done. Don that hat. Many of us are probably looking forward to a few snippets of mentoring from you. Thank you, and back to you, to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ina. And with that, I will now ask the timer of the day if there's any disqualification with the evaluators.
All speech evaluators are qualified for voting.
Okay. Can we please roll out the vote, Techmaster?
You can continue to process.
Thank you so much. With that, let's now move on to the auxiliary role players who have helped us evaluate this entire meeting. So let's welcome the very first auxiliary role player to grace the stage, and that would be Toastmaster Sandra, who's the listener for today. Please welcome Toastmaster Sandra. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sameer. Now, as I am back with the report, I request people to volunteer themselves for the questions to be asked in the chat box, please.
Sandra, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was on mute. So now I request people to raise their hands or nominate themselves in the chat box for the questions to be asked.
Sandra, you can ask question and then people can nominate themselves.
Sandra, I believe you're
Yeah,
again.
I got it, Sameer.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
No worries.
Name the one fear that people fear as shared by TM Nimitz in his presidential note.
Public speaking and death.
Yeah, right, Toastmaster Pandey. Now I would move on to the next question. What was the nightmare as per TMOD, TM AZAD?
Can you repeat the question, Sandra?
What was the nightmare as per TMOD, TM AZAD?
Only Toastmaster Azad can reply.
Sir, I forgot what I mentioned.
I think he mentioned about giving an neology.
No. My
No,
9 minutes, I
that's
was
not
not able
that's
to
not
wake
the
up at
right
5
answer,
o'clock.
Toastmaster Henna. Sorry. The right answer is waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Morning. So evening is easy.
Yeah, it is. So now moving forward to the next question. What did Pandey, what did TM Pandey, where did TM Pandey took his primary education?
In his village.
Correct. The next question, in where is Pandey working now?
In an automotive industry, leading automotive company.
Correct.
Correct.
So over to you, Toastmaster Samir.
Thank you so much. Yes. So with that, let's move on to the next member of my team, and that would be the grammarian for today's meeting, and that would be none other than Toastmaster Utkarsh. Over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Please present your report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sameer. Now I'll be presenting my report. I'll be sharing my screen. One second. Everybody can see my screen? Yes. The word of the day was used by Arushi one time, Aditya one time, and Hina also one time. The idiom of the day out of the blue was used by Pandi 3 times and Toastmaster Aditya one time. The list of quotes, thoughts, and words that I really liked was a lot of quotes were used by Azad. So some of them are, whether you believe you can do it or you can't do it, either way, you are right. You are what your mindset is. Feedback is the breakfast of a healthy mind. I think those were really fantastic quotes. Sameer used the word life is 10% of what you make it, 90% on how you take it. Ritika used yoga sahi hoga. IC Pandi said, if you believe, you can achieve anything. When you change your belief, you can change your destiny. TM Arushi also used a lot of great words and a lot of quotes. Some of them are unprecedented word, rings a bell, avid traveler, and a globetrotter. And also Toastmaster Aditya used very great quotes. Reality is the reflection of your strongest beliefs. Faith can move mountains, and altruistic nature, which are very creative words that everybody used. I would like each and every, so my recommendation to each and every person is read a lot of books, practice well, and always try to improve your grammar and make yourself and present your speech in front of other people, because the feedback will always help you improve your grammar. Back to you, Toastmaster Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsh. And with that, let's move to the third member of my team, and that would be Toastmaster Ritika, who would present the R counter report. Over to you, Toastmaster Ritika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. So, essay Amit used R one time, so one time. President Nimit used R one time, 2 times. Toastmaster Azad used R 2 times, and filler words like and, so, were repeated several times. GE Samir used R 2 times, filler words like will, very, so were used. Toastmaster IC Pandi asked 2 times, so 4 times, and then was repeated several times. Toastmaster Gauri, filler word and was used several times during the speech. Toastmaster Arushi, filler word and was used several times during the speech. Toastmaster Aditya used so 2 times. Toastmaster Nimit used R 2 times during his evaluation section. Toastmaster Hina used R 1 time. Filler words but and were used during introduction. However, I could not find any filler words or pauses during her evaluation, and also she sounded like an RJ. who was giving a commentary on a radio. Guest Chintan used R 2 times, like 1 time. Guest Rohit used and 2 times, so 3 times, and R was repeated few times. Toastmaster Amit during the table topic section used so 3 times. Toastmaster Arushi during the table topic section and 1 time, 1 time, so 1 time. Toastmaster Utkarsh during the table topic section used R 2 times, and so 2 times. Coming to the auxiliary role players, Toastmaster Sandra used 2 times R and 3 times so, and like were repeated few times. Toastmaster Utkarsh during the auxiliary evaluation used R 2 times. That's all from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster Sandra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ritika, for that extensive report. And now let's move on to the last auxiliary role player, and that will be the timer for today. And let's welcome Toastmaster Amit to present his report. Over to you, Toastmaster Amit.
Hello, everyone. Good evening once again. So here I am with my report. So first of all, I want to congratulate everyone for taking their right time and speaking effectively. Let's start with the Sergeant at Arm, who took 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster President Nimit took 6 minutes. Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Azad took sharp 4 minutes 30 seconds. Our speaker, Toastmaster Pandey, took 5 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Gauri, second speaker, took 6 minutes 15 seconds. Third speaker, Toastmaster Arushi, took 6 minutes 45 seconds. In the evaluation section, our evaluators, Toastmaster Aditya, took 3 minutes 17 seconds. Second evaluator, Toastmaster Nimit, took 3 minutes 21 seconds. And third evaluator, Toastmaster Hina, took 2 minutes 54 seconds. In the auxiliary, our table topic speaker, the table topic section was for the 18 minutes, and our first speaker, Chintan Seth, took 1 minute 33 seconds. Second speaker, Toastmaster Sandra, took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Third speaker, Toastmaster Utkarsh, took 1 minute 58 seconds. Third guest, Rohit, took 2 minutes. Toastmaster Amit took 1 minute 45 seconds. And Toastmaster Arushi took 1 minute 40 seconds in table topic section. And in the auxiliary role players, joke master, Toastmaster Ritika took 1 minute 30 seconds as a joke master. Listener, Toastmaster Sandra took 3 minutes 15 seconds to presenting her report. Grammarian, Toastmaster Utkarsh took 2 minutes dot, and Toastmaster Ritika as a counter took 2 minutes dot. And I am also on time. I took 2 minutes 15 seconds. So that is my report. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Samir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. That was indeed a pretty detailed and exhaustive report. So, and before we move ahead, need to confirm with the timer if there's any disqualification with any of the role players, or we're good?
We are good with everyone.
Okay, let's just put the votings up. Tech Master, can you please help me with that? And Toastmaster Ritika, please let me know when 30 seconds are up so that I can start with my report.
Yes, Toastmaster Samir, you can continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And now we come to the final report of the entire meeting. Now we'll go ahead and see how we did as a club in today's meeting. So I'll segregate my meeting into 4 sections. One part will be the evaluators, speech evaluators. The second would be the auxiliary role players. The third would be the anchors. And then the fourth would be the general protocols during the meeting, if they were followed correctly or not. And ladies and gentlemen, I am on a clock, so I will start and try and finish it on time. So let's start with the speech evaluators. The first evaluator was Toastmaster Aditya. He did partly follow the CRC approach, though some parts of it were missed. The summary was there. There was a takeaway as well. What I felt could have been added to his evaluation was in that first speech, the camera, though the speaker was standing, but the hand gestures were still not visible. The camera angle could have been adjusted a little. That could have been one of the recommendations to the speaker, which I believe wasn't there. And that, other than that, I believe most of the evaluation was on point. The second evaluator, Toastmaster Nimit, I believe what he said, and I completely echo this. That was fabulous camera angle, lighting, and everything. Toastmaster Gauri, I am not supposed to say anything about the speaker, but I have to commend you on how good it was all placed and how precise all of your angles and camera pointing was. That was fabulously done. And also, I do agree with what Toastmaster Nimit gave in terms of a feedback, that he could have asked questions. Marriage is a very intriguing topic. It could have easily been audience-related questions that you could have used to encapsulate the audiences a little more. Please take that feedback and go ahead. That was wonderful feedback. Moving on, the third evaluator was Toastmaster Hina, and she had a pretty difficult speech to evaluate because Toastmaster Arusi kind of gave a challenging speech it was in itself. However, I believe one point which she could have pointed out was there was a lack of humor in that speech. And just because I know Toastmaster Arusi is a pretty accomplished speaker, and she can pretty much very easily inculcate humor in speeches. And I was hoping to see some more humor in that speech. But one point which Toastmaster Hina pointed out, and I have to commend her for that, was yes, Toastmaster Arushi did have rhythmic and predictable pauses. And I was just hoping if the evaluator can catch that. And that was very, very fine detail that you did capture. Kudos, Toastmaster Hina. That was wonderful. Moving on, let's move to all the auxiliary role players now that we had. Starting off with Toastmaster Sandra, who did the job of the listener. Overall, I believe that was a good attempt. She had good questions. Only two things that I feel could have still been done. One, the questions could have been a little faster. I felt the rhythm or the pace at which the questions were coming on, we could have worked a little on that. And the second is, between one speaker to the other, I believe we took a little more time identifying the speakers and seeing who exactly should be answering the questions. So it felt as if it wasn't structured as much. Maybe we can work on that in the next time when we take up that role. But overall, I believe your detailing of questions were exceptional. I have to praise you for that. Toastmaster Utkarsh, the grammarian for today's meeting, fine report. I don't think there was anything else that I could have added to the report. He did have a fairly fast rate of speech. And when you're presenting a report, it becomes all the more important because you kind of give a lot of details. And he had that good pace to encapsulate the entire meeting and present all of that. And that was done wonderfully. I was very, very thoroughly pleased with that. The only thing that I could over and above maybe suggest is you could maybe put in one or two more usage of how you can improve your English language in general. Maybe you could add some topics or some pointers there. Moving on, the third member of my team was Toastmaster Ritika. And that was one report which had every person listed with every pause and filler words. I have nothing to say. I think that was it. An R counter can, probably that is what an R counter should do. And it was exactly on point. And I don't think I have anything else for the R counter. And moving on with Toastmaster Amit, similarly, exact, precise details. The only and again, this is maybe for all the auxiliary role players, is if you have time left towards the end, my suggestion is use that time to maybe give some more input to the audience. You have 30, 40 people sitting and listening to you. Why not take that time up? But the report for timer was crisp, precise, nothing really that I feel was needed other than what we presented there. Now, moving on to the anchors. The anchor of today's meeting, Toastmaster Azad. What a topic. Now, it is difficult topic, I can understand, but he took up that challenge. He made everybody engage, and everybody was trying to participate. Everybody was willing to participate. And that is what an anchor should do. And he did that. And I was very, very pleased with how that was done. The only thing that I would suggest to Toastmaster Azad is he was trying to continue a story in between those 30 seconds. I think that is not too much of time left for you in those 30 seconds to carry that story. Instead, I'd say just give fun facts during those 30 seconds. But then fantastic choice of the topic and presentation. That was very, very nicely done. Coming to the table topic master, that is the topic in itself, the selection of topics were very nice. I'm the way you connected the topics, for example, a simple word like world, money. And I was like, okay, so you get the word world or money, but then immediately you had a question connecting it. And that takes a lot of time, effort, and preparation. I have to commend you for taking that time, for making that effort to prepare that spin wheel and everything. As fancy as it looked, it was equally engaging. That was a wonderfully done table topic session. I commend you for that. And finally, moving on to the general protocols during the meeting. The meeting started on time. We have most of it in place. The only suggestion that I have over and above is don't hesitate to go crazy. And that is what the table topic master said. Go crazy. And I'll tell all of you, go crazy. Don't think so much. Just be what you want to be. Thank you so much. And I will now hand it over to the anchor of today, that is Toastmaster Azad. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a detailed journal evaluation. And thank you so much personally also for giving me suggestion where I should improve. And as promised, I will wrap up the theme with some solution, though I have the beautiful minds, hardworking people from whom I can probably learn a lot of things, but still with my limited research and experience, I would suggest what I personally do. Because the question remains that how can become good at concentration and focus? Because this is the one thing I should be focusing on. If you want to achieve something, then take action, practice that action again and again and again. It drifts you away, bring it back. It drifts you away, bring it back. But practice that action. By doing that, your conscious mind, or you will say your awareness, will be training your subconscious mind. And that will become your habit one day. You don't need to make efforts to do that particular thing. So take action, practice, practice, practice. But yes, I was also in a dilemma that what to practice and how to practice. So practice, make your practice in daily lives. For example, if I'm talking to someone, I need that person's attention fully. No matter it is a professional relation or a personal relation or a friendly relation. If my concentration is there, I will be transferring a positive energy first. Second, he will be talking with the same energy, and you will see this particular wonder of mind once you transfer the positive energy and you keep your energy high. And this is the reason I also practice keeping my energy high so that I can at least transfer something good to another person. That is something I can help with some another person. So the key takeaway is take action, because no matter that you have the best mentor in your life, but if you don't take action, that person will not be able to help you. Practice and keep your attention on one thing at a time. That is also a scientifically proven fact. If you focus on multiple things, your performance reduces, which should not happen. So with that, I hand over the virtual stage to the president, Nimit Pradhan. And if I may take some liberty to ask him a question, that what comes into his mind when he thinks or hear that wonders of mind. Over to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azad. I will answer that question as well. But let me just try to get some things done, and in the interest of time. So I think we've had a beautiful meeting. And I must say we are I see 14 people on stage right now on this virtual platform, and I think we are the last surviving lone warriors, and we are the last 14 people who will actually benefit the most from this meeting. So I'm really happy to see these 14 faces. So great job at that. Let's also do the voting part first. So I'll request Toastmaster Ritika to initiate. Let's vote for the best anchor. Right. So Toastmaster Ritika, will we need some time while you collate all the awards, or are they ready?
It will take some time.
Okay, no worries. So let's meanwhile Toastmaster Ritika prepares the awards. I'm great. It's a good feeling that we only have 14 people, and that means that we can have some discussions. So I will put forward some questions to all of you, and I'll request for your suggestions and opinions and thoughts. So how many, out of all the faces I see, how many of us are actually looking forward to maybe contesting for elections in the coming next tenure, which is January to June 2022? If you haven't made up your mind, it's fine. You can show with your hands like this. But if you think you have, then you can give me a thumbs up. Right? I see Amit, I see Sandra, thumbs up. I see Gauri, great. Pandi, I don't see your hands. Are they tied? Okay, I see now. Oh, great. So it's great to see new young members contesting. So, all right, my next question is actually, and I sort of know the answer, but let me still ask, how many of us are actually here for, say, public speaking skills? We want to work on our public speaking skills. Maybe other aspects such as confidence, and there are a lot of things that you can look forward, right? But let me put public speaking at the forefront. So how many people just for public speaking, right? Okay, I see almost everybody, and the couple of hands I don't see are accomplished speakers, so I cannot blame them. Which is Samir and Arushi. All right, great. I just want to address one, let me put this out and then I'll seek your opinion. Everybody who's not sure about whether you want to contest for elections, but you still are looking forward to working on your public speaking skills. I hope it's, I would want to know, like, say, I don't know, Toastmaster Utkarsh raised his hand for the same. Azad, you were not sure, but you still want to be a better public speaker. What are your concerns? Just maybe shortly, if you can, in few words, share it.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I want to, but what I personally believe, if you take up a job, you should be totally dedicated to that job. You should not run away from it. So time will be a big hurdle. As being a lawyer, I've just started, because earlier I was into business. I used to have a lot of time because I used to manage my business on phone. But my love for law and being a lawyer, I get very less time. So I just want to make sure, let me be consistent for the meeting, and I am sure I am going to be associated with the club for life. So I have time. I will be contesting whenever the second chance is.
Sure. Yes. Fair enough, Azad. Utkarsh, maybe you would also want to share your thoughts?
Yeah, so I am not sure because I have just taken a new job responsibility at my job. I'm shifting to a new division at my current organization. So I'm not sure if I'll get the time, because probably it will get a little bit overwhelming in the month of January to June. So that is I'm not sure, but I am interested in actually taking a new responsibility, because new responsibility actually will help you in being a better confident person. So I am definitely would want to, but as per the The factors that I don't think are very much in my control. Depending about that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. These are very fair points, something that we cannot disagree with. In fact, these are also the reasons why I have not, some tenures, I have not opted to go into the EC position. I'll add one comment. I'll request maybe one more gentleman to add. We may exceed few minutes. I hope it's okay, but I thought this is slightly important. So let's just discuss on it. So Toastmaster Azad said something very important, when you go all in, you have to go all in, right? You cannot go into an EC position and do half of it. Also, let me share, there are some members with whom we interact and they have concerns that I have come here for public speaking. I can take up an EC position later. Let me try to mix both of these statements and let me put forward my experience right now. So I am saying this because I have been president of this club twice. I have been vice president education of this club. I have been vice president membership of this club. I have been treasurer of another club in the US. So I have held a few tenures and I've been part of Toastmasters for 4 to 5 years. Every tenure in which I was actually a leader, when I say a leader, I was in the EC position. I can say this with 100% confidence that my growth was at another level. My curve, the growth curve that I had was different because of these positions which I took. So, well, I agree with Azad that when you go all in, you go all in. So if you cannot go all in, don't go into the EC position. But also do not think that, when you think of just public speaking, don't think it's only the Saturday's meeting which will help you. When you are going all in into the act of becoming a better public speaker, then all in also includes that you consider a Saturday meeting, you consider a leadership position. And trust me, I am not just saying it with my own experience. I will request Toastmaster Amit also to say, because he has been in this EC position for a few months only, and I know him from before. I know him where, how he started his journey and where he is. So I just want to say this, that do not consider that only when we take roles are we becoming a better public speaker. When you are being in an EC position, I am in fact talking to a lot more people inside and outside the club. My frequency of communication is a lot more than what you have on just 2 hours meeting. And trust me, this is what I'm trying to say, that when you say all in, yes, but that all in should also include over and beyond your Saturday's meeting. And I will just request Toastmaster Amit to maybe add here, because he's somebody who echoes my frequency and feelings on this. So Amit, would you want to add before, before you became VP and after? Just very honestly, you can share your candid views.
So what I think I can perform better once I have more responsibilities. Means responsibility helps.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, Amit, but let me tell you, for everybody else, Toastmaster Amit has a job. Toastmaster Amit is married. Toastmaster Amit has 2 kids. How old are your kids, Amit?
One is 12-year-old and another baby is 5-year-old.
Correct. And if I speak to him, I cannot call him before 9 because he's always either busy with work, or it's either in between a dinner meal that I catch him. He's having a chapati and then he's like, "Hello, Nimit," because we have to manage, right? We all have so many other things to do. Sorry. So just to give you background, he has all of this. Amit, yes. So I'm sure, Amit, you also had your concerns before you took a VP, right?
Yeah, I just want to say that means. I can say that means challenges make us more better. So that I experienced in my life. So I want to go the VP position because I thought that this is the most challenging position in the club. So I spoke to my last president, Toastmaster Sunita, and I told her if I want to go for the EC role, then I just go for the VP, not any other role. So I took that role, and I thought that this role gave me a lot of opportunity, giving me a lot of opportunity to become a better speaker and connecting with the lots of people. I am connecting with every member with the club more frequently as compared to others. So at their, they also help me to learn a lot. So I think EC position is a one position, and the challenging position. If you go ahead, then obviously you are going to learn a lot. It's not public speaking, but there are lots of other skills here we learn, like networking skills, persuasion skills, so planning skills, so many things. I mean, still I am learning a lot from Toastmaster Nimit. So I want to say thank you everyone for the club members to helping me to become better. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amit. The only point I'm trying to make here is, we don't, some things should come from within. And while my endeavor is that all of you just give it a thought again. If you feel like you do not know the role very well and you cannot directly jump into 6 months, try to work on it for a week. You can take any of the EC position and work on it for a week. Like in the movie Nayak, you could be VP for a week, you could be president for a week. So let's be the Anil Kapoor there. If you have anything, you have interest towards the position, you have questions, you connect with us, because we are into our 4th month. In the month of December, we will have elections. This club is very dear to our hearts. It's been running for 16 years. We want it to be in the best hands, and we want it to be in the hands of people who really are committed to its growth. We don't want that people just join for the position and things don't work out well. That's my personal endeavor, that the club should go in the right hands. So please think about it. Like I said, you can try out roles for a few weeks, for a few days, and you see yourself whether you're improving or not. And my only last point is, I would not force you into this position, but if you are attending these meetings for public speaking skills, for confidence, for self-esteem, for communication language, then only Saturday meeting will not help you. You have to go over and beyond. That is only my last submission. Having said that, Toastmaster Ritika, do we have the awards certificates ready?
Yes, Toastmaster.
Perfect. Can we please have them on screen? Oh, Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor as the best speaker. Congratulations, Toastmaster Arushi, once again. Great job. Best table topic speaker again goes to Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor. So once again, great job. Best speech evaluator goes to none other than the most dynamic, dashing, charismatic personality on this stage, Toastmaster Nimit. Toastmaster Ritika rushed through my introduction. Okay, the best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster Utkarsh. Utkarsh, great job. Today was really very good at the role you did. Best anchor award goes to the man who does his role once in 6 months, attends this meeting maybe twice in a year, but when he attends, he wins the certificate and he does his role to perfection. I only hope that he comes more often and we see his face very frequently. Toastmaster Samir, congratulations. And now you cannot skip any more meetings. That is coming from my VP and not from me. All right. Having said that, I think we had a great meeting. And once again, please think on the lines, as I said, regarding the leadership positions, and connect with me or Amit or anybody else if you have any queries. And for people who are interested, I saw some hands. We will connect with you separately, or even you feel, please reach out to me and Amit or me. Let us know what roles you're interested in and we can help you with that.
But before you leave, my lord, please answer me. I've asked you something.
Yes. Sorry, Azad, could you please repeat that?
What do you think about wonders of mind?
I may not be able to use 10 seconds. It's a very vast and complex topic. I have read a book called The Power of Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And when I read that book, it is actually in that book that I realized that our mind is so powerful. And the only success I feel I can have is when I can control my mind, when I can make my mind do things as I want, and actually, we may, no matter how much money, degrees and accolades we have, we still are not able to conquer this. When I'm hungry, I pounce on food like animals, which is a sign of maybe not good control. If I am doing something unhealthy, it's because I'm not able to control my mind, my extra sleeping, my bad food habits, or whatever it is, These are all because of that, we don't have the power to control our mind. So what you said, Azad, is a very, convoluted topic, but something which I believe in. We must all explore the vast depths of our mind and, act such as meditation, breathing, these are all just means to get to that point is what I feel.
Yes.
So I'm just a student in this journey. I'm learning. I am nowhere, if I count right now, where, in that path to success. So.
Yeah, you are a student of 12th class. I have just admitted to the same school. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Look forward to seeing you all next week. Good night. Take care.